Hi, welcome back to another episode here on Creepy with Coffee. I'm Kim, your storyteller. Now, tonight, before we get on to our story, I would like to pick this comment from STMRJS, posted roughly about 2 days ago, telling us a very short, creepy story. I've been backpacking solo for several years, always stayed alone at hotels and Airbnbs. The only time I've asked to change room was in BKK, I think this is in Thailand, Bayok Boutique. I used the toilet and turned off the tap. After a while, I heard the water from the faucet in the toilet. Went to turn it off. I then watched TV. After a while, the TV turned off by itself. As I dozed off, I was in a half-awake state. That is when I saw a silhouette of a man standing over me. I decided I've had enough and went down to request for a room change. Thank you very much for the story, STMRJS. Well, again, for those who have stories like this, you can write something like this and share it in the comment section. I would love to read it. Now, imagine waking in the middle of the night, only to realize you are not alone. A whisper in the dark, a shadow lurking just out of sight, and the sinking feeling that something unnatural is watching you. Tonight's story is one that will make you think twice before turning off the lights. Well, like usual, before we get on to the story, for those who have yet to do so, please help me like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you do have extra time on your hand, why not put in some nice words in the comment section. Now, let's get on to the story.
This is Creepy with Coffee.
The person who wrote this story says, "Before I begin, let me apologize in advance if my storytelling isn't the best or if the story isn't scary enough. I'm not exactly a pro at this, but trust me, this experience is something I will never forget." Back then, I was the kind of person who didn't believe in ghosts or anything supernatural. Whenever my friends started talking about hauntings or urban legends, I would just walk away. What a load of nonsense, I thought to myself. One night, my friends were gossiping about ghosts again, and as usual, I got up to leave. But this time, one of them pulled on my hands and stopped me. "Hey, why are you running away? Are you scared?" Something about the way he said it got on my nerves. It felt like he was mocking me. So I snapped back. I said, "I don't believe in all this crap. It's all nonsense, superstition," I said. "I'm not scared of it all. If you don't believe me, tonight let's hang out at the haunted house." Now, in our village, there was this abandoned house that everyone said was haunted. Some claimed to have seen a pocong. Others said it was a Pontianak. And some even believe a powerful hantu raya lived there. But I had never seen anything supernatural, so I found all these stories ridiculous. But I won't lie, the house did look creepy. It was old, run down, standing alone far from other houses. A massive banyan tree with twisted roots loomed beside it, making it look even more sinister. Now, the house was fenced in. Its front gate was always shut. If you wanted to get inside, you had to climb over. You see, the house owner had passed away long ago with no children to inherit it. Some relatives have tried selling the property, but no one ever wanted to buy it. Not sure whether it's because of the location, because of the price, or it's just something that is stopping it. Over time, the house was abandoned and left to decay. The scariest part? The owner had died inside the house. The neighbors only realized it after a terrible stench started coming from inside. That is when they report police and they found the owner passed away inside. Anyway, back to my story. My friends were shocked at my challenge, but after a moment of hesitation, they all agreed. So we all hopped on our motorcycles and headed straight for the abandoned house. When we arrived, we built a small fire in front of it. That eerie tree that I mentioned, the banyan tree, it stood to the left of the house if you are facing the main door. We didn't go inside, we just hung around outside. We sat there for half an hour or so before heading back to our rented house. Nothing happened. No ghosts, no strange noises, nothing. I felt smug. See, I told you, it's all superstition. I laughed. My friends stayed quiet, looking unconvinced. We got home, and that time it was already 11 p.m. or so. By midnight, I decided to head to bed. I had class the next day. The others were still up. They were still hanging out in the living room and whatnot. So I went to sleep. I prefer to sleep in total darkness. So usually I would turn off all the lights. And that is what I do that night, and then passed out as soon as my head hit the pillow. At around 3 a.m., I woke up suddenly because I felt that someone was actually shaking me. You know the feeling of when you are lying sleeping and suddenly something or someone is trying to get you up? That shake feeling? Someone was shaking me. I got up and I looked around. The room was silent. No one was there. I figured one of my friends was messing with me, trying to scare me. Feeling annoyed, I stormed out of my room and saw all of them passed out in the living room. Not convinced, I said, "Come on guys, stop pretending. You're not gonna scare me. I told you, I don't believe in all this stuff. It's all nonsense." But no one responded. Annoyed, I went back to my room and tried to sleep. As I was about to slip away in Alam Bunian, or the dreamland, that is when I heard it. The sound of breathing. Right next to my ear. It was deep, heavy, unnatural. Well, I bolted upright. No one was there. I told myself I was just imagining things. I immediately jumped up, turned on all the lights, and went to the bathroom to take wudu, or ablation water. The bathroom was attached to my room. So as soon as I turned on the tap, a sudden gust of wind slammed the bathroom door shut. Dang! The wind was so strong that it shook the entire door. Well, I don't think much about it because there is a wind and the door slammed shut, right? But the thing is, now as I tried to open it, the door just wouldn't budge. It was strange. The door could only be locked from the inside and I hadn't locked it. Maybe the doorknob was broken due to the slamming motion, right? And it's when I started knocking, banging on the door, hoping my friends would hear me. Well, no response. These guys sleep like the dead, I muttered to myself. I looked around in the bathroom. There was a screwdriver lying nearby, probably left behind by one of my housemates. I decided to use it to pry the doorknob loose. When I saw the screwdriver, as I was about to reach for it, the lights went off. Pitch black. Now it's pitch black. I fumbled around trying to find my lighter. Some of my friends smoked in there, so I knew there had to be one lying around. As I was trying to find a lighter in the darkness, suddenly my fingers brushed against something soft and cold, like human skin. The moment I touched that, I yanked my hand back in terror, but in the same movement, my fingers felt the lighter nearby. So immediately I grabbed the lighter and I flicked it on. That's when I saw it. I saw a figure, a Pontianak to be exact, with its long tongue hung out of its mouth, its features barely visible but looked like it filled with rage. The air reeked out of something rotten, something dead, and then it laughed. A chilling, blood-curdling crackle that made my entire body freeze in horror. That night was the most terrifying night of my night. The next thing I remember, I woke up in an ambulance. I had passed out in the bathroom and my friend found me unconscious. Well, right after that, I was in the hospital for 3 days with high fever. But to this day, I've never told any of my friends what I saw, and I don't plan to. Well, Do you think the Pontianak in the person's bathroom followed him from the abandoned house that they went on earlier on? If not, where did the Pontianak come from? Because you see, nothing like this ever happened before in the house. But right after they went to the abandoned house, something happened in the bathroom. Let me know what do you think in the comment section down below. Well, if you enjoy this kind of stories, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Once again, thank you very much for listening. This is Kim, and you're listening to Creepy with Coffee. Until the next one.